Hey everybody, if you're new, my name is Eva and this is my cat Charlie. And today is a requested video. This is a review of this bag, the Sack Shopping Tote. So I'm going to give pros and cons and mod shots and some examples of what fits as if it were packed up for some things when I go out with my boys and also some things when it's just me. Alright, so let's get to it. Let's get started. Okay, so here's an overview if you've never seen the bag before. It's an open tote style with what I consider to be its best feature are these long handles, which gives it a really great strap drop. As you can see, it clears my elbows so easily. And these vachetta straps are obviously worn in and they're so nice and comfortable. So this bag is so comfortable to wear in my opinion. I don't wear like shoulder bags, for a long period of time, but I do wear totes, meaning that I can take them off and on, so I can wear it for a while and then go set it down for a while, and tote style, tote it around for a while and then set it down for a while. But I love that I can just put it on quick and while my hands are doing something else. So like if I'm out with my boys, usually one hand is like, oh no, don't run, or don't hit your brother, things like that, and that's for real. It is an open tote, so there's no zipper, and look how wide the mouth of this bag is. And the way it's designed is that it gets wider and wider and wider up at the top as you go along. So it's just really made to have an open access, and it's easy to get in and see your things. Here's how the base is designed. It has a really wide base, and I've never had any trouble with the bag like tipping over anything. It's really actually stable because the base is so wide. And here's what it looks like from the side. You can see here that it goes up a little bit, has a triangle on the side of the bag there. Okay, so I've never had any trouble with the bag tipping over or anything like that. It's just really stable. It's a very stable design, even though it goes like that in terms of its shape. So the design is really good. So I've already covered the pros in terms of the very long strap drop and the huge wide opening here. I consider a pro. But at the same time, this is a con if you want your things to be secure. It's not a zipper top here, but there is a zipper pocket here. So in this pocket, you can keep like your most secure things. Do you see how far my hand goes down here? It's a really big pocket. In that pocket, I'm able to keep my phone and my card holder and a mini pochette, which I use for my overflow cards and my car keys, my medication, my lip balm, a catch-all for like all those other things. So it can keep like your most valuable things secure like in this pocket, but like the whole bag, is not secure in that way. So the pros and cons, balance out in that way. In my experience, it's a really good bag for a road trip. It would not be a good bag to take, like on an airplane because, your things would spill out. In general, I think it's a good alternative to the Neverfull. The Neverfull is also an open tote design, except this one has more of a north-south orientation. It probably has a similar length here, but it definitely doesn't have the similar, base on it. But in general, because of this open tote situation, it would probably be comparable to a Neverfull. However, from trying the Neverfulls on, I know for sure that it's definitely different from this strap drop because like that's what's kept me from getting a Neverfull, is because I cannot get it over my elbow or shoulder clearance, easily. Plus these are much thicker. These straps are much thicker than the Neverfull, and also cost difference. So I think they're still quite reasonable, compared to the cost of a pre-loved Neverfull. So the cons for this bag would be, depending upon your preferences, would be the large opening here with the lack of zipper, and well, I can't think of any except maybe what could be considered the odd shape, because I don't know if any organizer would fit in here, and if it did, to fit the base of this bag, it would only fit the base size and it wouldn't go up very far here. So you probably wouldn't be able to get an organizer to fit this very well, if that would be important to you. Okay, now I haven't shown you the inside of this bag because it's packed up yet, so I'll unpack this and then show you the interior of this bag. Sometimes I use this when I'm going somewhere with the boys, when I want to feel a little bit more, oh, you know, like a little bit more with it, a little bit more snappy, you know, let's say. I've already unpacked the pocket, so that would be like the mommy pocket. And so this has room for 2 jackets because we are going into the fall season, and so I've got the 2 jackets in there. And in this kind of bag I wouldn't use like their sippies because they might leak, but I would take my thermos or my swell bottle because I know that doesn't leak, and give them a sip from there. And then if we're going somewhere where I think they might need snacks, then I would take this little snack bag. And even for me, like I would use this, my snacks in here as well. Look, that's dirty. Definitely need a little scrub on that. Always hand wipes. And then their little ouch pouch, which just, I mean, it's just the cutest thing, right? It's a little dog face, and the zipper pulls and a little bone. So, and then they have their band-aids and things like that in there. Okay, so then now you can see the interior of the bag. So on the back wall is where that large pocket is. And then you can see down inside the bag now. And then here on the front wall of the bag, there's this old-fashioned cell pocket here, which I didn't even have anything in it. The last time I showed this bag on video, I found 2 of those little fidget toys in there. And then here is the key ring. And then the date code is under the key ring. Let's see, I wrote it down, it's 2001. This bag was made in 2001. Okay, so this bag is lined in the brown canvas. I also wanted to mention that this bag comes in a larger size. This is the smaller of the sack shopping tote. They do make a larger one of these, the GM, and it has a leather interior. I have seen the GM at my local consignment store, and oh my gosh, like that thing is big enough to crawl inside of. It is huge, absolutely huge. It would definitely be a travel bag. So do know that there are 2 sizes, which leads me to the next point. When shopping for these bags on the pre-loved websites, I really think that you should know the sizes so that you don't accidentally buy the wrong size. So, but knowing that there's a leather interior for the larger one, you know, should be a big tip. But when I see these on the pre-loved sites, the measurements can vary wildly. It depends on who's taking the measurements. Are they measuring, you know, the top portion? Or are they measuring the base? Or are they measuring somewhere in the middle? So let me show you the measurements for mine so that you have an idea of kind of what to expect. The top width of my bag is 20 inches. If you were to put this flat and measure the points of my base, it would be 15 inches. But really where the base makes contact with my table is somewhere between 10 and 11 inches. 12.5 inches high standing up here. And the width of the base is 6 inches. See, my laptop computer is a 13-inch, and it goes in and fits right at the top of the bag. So it does work. I mean, I would just be a little bit leery of the weight. I mean, I guess it could handle it, but I would just be a little bit leery of the weight on these straps. And so then that leads me into the next point, which is what to look for when buying a bag secondhand. So of course, the condition of the canvas, I believe, is the most important thing because that is what can't be repaired. So the leather can be repaired if you take it, of course, if the bag is authentic and you take it into a Louis Vuitton boutique, or if you can make an appointment, which can be scheduled online through the app. The leather on my bag definitely has some wear on it, but here around the hardware is where you're probably going to see the most wear. And right now mine is still functional. It's still working. I can see a seam of the leather here is starting to show a little age, but you know, it's still functional. The leather around the base of the bag seems to be doing okay. I see a little bit of wear here, but I mean, for the age of the bag, you know, over 20 years old, I think it's doing fine. The interior of the canvas is okay too. I mean, it has a few little spots on it. It has a pen mark on the bottom, but it's not gross. I mean, it's definitely manageable here. I've probably put as much wear on it as the previous owner, so I'm not complaining here. When you look at the wear and tear of the vachetta, I'm not looking at, you know, whether it has water spots on it or not. I'm mainly looking at the condition around the hardware. Anyway, I hope this review was helpful and gave you some information if you're thinking about buying this bag. Would I buy it again? Yes. I think it's a good tote. For me, this is a better alternative than the Neverfull. Of course, everybody has different criteria to make that decision though. If I haven't answered a question or not been clear enough, then please leave it in the comments below. So do subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope to see you in the next one. All right, you take care. Thanks, bye.